Switch production.
I've been fucked over by one too many bitches. So when them hoes come around, I keep my distance. Keep my heart locked up like a prison. While my guard down, little baby must be different.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rink-Side with Hits and Clips. In episode number 6 of season number 2, we are going to be breaking down the playoff bracket for both round 1 and 2 for both the OJHL and the PJHL. So let's get started. If you're new to our channel, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate your support, and we hope that you will find engagement within our content that we create. We cover all leagues, including the NHL, AHL, PJHL, OJHL, CHL, and many more. And if you have any suggestions of any teams, players, or leagues that you want us to cover, feel free to drop it down in the comments, and we'll be sure to make an episode based on whatever specific topic that you want us to cover. We're going to start off with the OJHL playoffs, and with round 2 getting set to start very shortly, we're going to break down what happened in round 1, yet there's still one more series to be determined. Well, the Trenton Golden Hawks, they finished first in the OJHL, where the Lindsay Muskies, they were that last seed to get into the Eastern Conference. Now, if you tuned into episode number 4, you would know that the Markham Royals were really fighting for that last playoff spot to potentially pass the Lindsay Muskies for that 8th and final spot in the Eastern Conference. Unfortunately, though, even with the Markham Royals winning their last 2 games of the regular season, the Lindsay Muskies just needed one more win to clinch that 8th spot, and that's exactly what they did, eliminating the Markham Royals from playoff contention, and that's why they ended up playing the Trenton Golden Hawks in the first round. But it didn't really matter for Lindsay, as the Trenton Golden Hawks ended up sweeping Lindsay 4-0. As for the second matchup of the Eastern Conference, it was the 2nd seed Stouffville Spirit going up against the 7th seed St. Michael Buzzers, and Stouffville finished that series in 6 games, defeating St. Michael's 4-2. As for the third Eastern Conference series, it was the Pickering Panthers who finished 3rd overall, taking on the 6th seed Wellington Dukes, and the Pickering Panthers, they also swept their opponents, winning that series 4-0. Well, it was the first time the Newmarket Hurricanes returned to the OJHL playoffs after relocating from Toronto as the Junior Canadians, and they took on the Haliburton County Huskies, aka the former Whitby Fury, as they took down the Huskies in that series 4-1, and Newmarket advances to the second round. Well, let's head over to the Western Conference, as it was the Toronto Patriots who finished 1st overall in the West, and they took on the 8th place seed Mississauga Chargers, and they swept that series 4-0. As for the second series in the Western Conference, the Collingwood Blues took on the newly relocated King Rebellion, and if anyone is familiar, you would know that King used to be the Brantford 99ers. Well, Collingwood ended up sweeping that King Rebellion series 4-0. Well, the newly expansion team of the Leamington Flyers, they took on the Buffalo Sabres in the third matchup of the Western Conference, and they defeated Buffalo 4-1 in that series, taking it all the way to 5 games. And there's still one more game to be decided in the Western Conference, as the Burlington Cougars are currently up in the series right now, 3-2 over the Milton Menace. Game 6 will happen tonight, Tuesday, March 17th, in Burlington at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if a Game 7 is needed, it will take place tomorrow, Wednesday, March 18th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Milton. Well, what are the current set matchups for the second round for the OJHL? Well, the Trenton Golden Hawks are set to take on the 4th place seed of the Newmarket Hurricanes. The Stouffville Spirit will take on the Pickering Panthers, and the Collingwood Blues will take on the Leamington Flyers, which means the Toronto Patriots will take the winner of either Milton or Burlington. That series is set to be determined. Well, let's head out to the PJHL, and as you know, we cover a lot of the Uxbridge Bruins in the Provincial Junior Hockey League, and we're just going to break down what's been going on in the both the quarterfinals and the semifinals for the PJHL. So bear with us as we cover the series for all of these games. Well, in Pollock quarterfinal number 1, the Kincardine Bulldogs, they defeated the Walkerton Capitals, winning that series 4-2, taking that series to 6 games. In Pollock quarterfinal number 2, it was the Hanover Barons defeating the Wingham Ironmen, sweeping that series 4-0. In Pollock quarterfinal number 3, the Mount Forest Patriots defeated the Mitchell Hawks 4-2, as that series also went to 6 games. Well, this one needed a Game 7, but it was the Midland Flyers who came out on top in the Crothers quarterfinal number 1 over the Penetang Kings, winning that series 4-3. The Alliston Hornets swept the Huntsville Otters in 4 games, as they won that series 4-0 in the Crothers quarterfinals number 2. In quarterfinals number 3 for the Crothers division, it was the Stainer Siskins who swept the Innisfil Spartans 4-0. As for the Crothers quarterfinals number 4, it was the Aurelia Terriers who swept the Muskoka Bears 4-0 as well. The Orr division qualifiers number 1, the Georgina Ice, they ended up sweeping the Schaumburg Cougars 4-0, as the Port Perry Lumberjacks ended up sweeping the Little Bryn Merchants in Orr division qualifier number 2. In Orr division qualifier number 3, it was our Uxbridge Bruins who swept the Caledon Golden Hawks. While I was mentioning this to the Uxbridge Bruins coordinator, the Uxbridge Bruins ended up outscoring the Caledon Golden Hawks with 53 goals combined to 2 in all of those 4 games against the Caledon Golden Hawks. So very dominant and impressive performance by the Uxbridge Bruins, and we will cover their second round shortly after we finish the qualifiers here. In the Todd Division qualifier number 1, it was the Picton Pirates who took it all the way to 7 games against the Amherstview Jets, and they won that series 4-3. The Frankfurt Huskies swept the Trenton Hills Thunder 4-0. And that's right, you would remember the Trenton Hills Thunder. They were the hosts of this year's All-Star game, and it was Frankfurt who came up on top in qualifier number 2. As for the Todd Division qualifier number 3, it was the Napanee Raiders who swept the Port Hope Panthers 4-0. And then we move into the Bloomfield quarterfinal number 1. It was the Niagara Riverhawks who swept the Dunnville Mudcats 4-0. In Bloomfield quarterfinal number 2, it was the Dundas Blues who also swept their opponents. It was the Hagersville Hawks. They won that series 4-0. Bloomsfield quarterfinal number 3, it was the Grimsby Peach Kings who defeated the Port Dover Sailors 4-3, that series the final, taking that series to 7 games as well. In Bloomsfield quarterfinal number 4, it was the Glanbrook Rangers who won that series 4-2 over the Streetsville Derbies, winning that series in 6 games. As for the Doherty quarterfinal number 1, it was the Woodstock Navy Jets who ended up sweeping their opponents, the Dorchester Dolphins 4-0. In quarterfinal number 2, the Tavistock Braves swept the Paris Titans 4-0. The Wesley Applejacks swept the Shamrocks 4-0. And as for the Doherty quarterfinal number 4, the New Hamburg Firebirds ended up falling to the Norwich Merchants 4-1 in that 5-game series as Norwich moves on to the second round. As for the Yet quarterfinals number 1, it was the Exeter Hawks who ended up sweeping the Lucan Irish 4-0. The Mount Bridges Bulldogs defeated the Petrolia Flyers 4-1, taking that series to 5 games. In Yet quarterfinals number 3, it was the Trojans who came over the Spitfires 4-0, sweeping that series. In Yet quarterfinals number 4, it was the North Middlesex Stars who eliminated their opponents of the Port Stanley Sailors, winning that series in 6 games in the series 4-2. As for the Stobes quarterfinals number 1, it was the SX73s who swept the Wild 4-0 in that series. In Stobes quarterfinal number 2, the Lakeshore Canadians swept the Dresden Kings 4-0. In Stobes quarterfinal number 3, it was the Amherstburg Admirals who defeated the Moortown Flags, winning that series in 6, 4-2. And in Stobes quarterfinals number 4, it was the Blades who came up over the Sharks 4-0, winning that series in 4 games. Well, we're going to cover what happened in the semifinals And what took place? Well, currently at this very moment, the Hanover Barons are currently taking on the Mount Forest Patriots. That series is going to a Game 7, and Game 7 will be taking place this Wednesday, March 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's for the Pollock semifinals number 1. As for Pollock semifinals number 2, it was the Fergus Whalers who swept the Kincardine Bulldogs 4-0. As for the Carruthers semifinals number 1, the Alliston Hornets swept the Aurelia Terriers 4-0. And as for Carruthers semifinals number 2, the Stainer Siskins also swept their opponents, being the Midland Flyers 4-0. And remember, the Midland Flyers won Game 7 over the Penetang Kings, and Stainer comes up with the sweep over the Flyers. As for Ore Division semifinals number 1, well, currently the Georgina Ice are taking on the Clarington Eagles, and that series is going all the way to a Game 7, with the Uxbridge Bruins winning in the semifinals matchup number 2 over the Port Perry Lumberjacks. That was such a great series over Port Perry. Well-fought series by Port Perry, and the Bruins now await their opponent, whether it's going to be the Georgina Ice or the Clarington Eagles. But either way, it's just going to be a fantastic championship series, whoever comes out on top of the Ore Division semifinals number 1. As for the Todd Division semifinals number 1, it was the Frankfurt Huskies who swept the Napanee Raiders 4-0. Todd Division semifinals number 2, the Lakefield Chiefs also swept their opponents of the Picton Pirates 4-0. As for the Bloomsfield semifinals number 1, the Dundas Blues won their series in 5 games, defeating the Glanbrook Rangers 4-1. In Bloomsfield semifinals number 2, it was the Niagara Riverhawks who came out on top over the Grimsby Peach Kings 4-1 in 5 games. The Doherty semifinals number 1, the Tavistock Braves swept the Wesley Applejacks 4-0. For the Doherty semifinals number 2, the Woodstock Navy Jets are currently taking on the Norwich Merchants at the moment, and their series is currently in favor of Woodstock as they hold a 3-2 commanding series lead, with Game 6 happening tonight, Tuesday, March 17th at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time in Norwich, and then if needed, in Woodstock tomorrow, Wednesday, March 18th at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time, Game 7 will take place. As for the YEC Division semifinals number 1, the North Middlesex Stars, they won their series in 5 games over the Trojans. The YEC semifinals number 2, the Mount Bridges Bulldogs, just won last night, winning their series in 6 games over the Exeter Hawks 4-2. And currently, with the Stobe semifinals number 1, Game 7 is going to be taking place between the Lakeshore Canadians and the Blades. Game 7 set to take place tonight, Tuesday, March 17th at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in Lakeshore. And as for Stobe semifinals number 2, the SX73s won their series in 5 games over the Amherstburg Admirals 4-1. So that's the current look of both the OJHL and PJHL playoff format bracket. Who do you think is going to win the Schmaltz Cup for the PJHL, and who do you think is going to win the entire OJHL Buckland Cup, and who's going to be heading to the Centennial Cup for Junior A hockey this year? We're going to have to find out. But thank you everyone so much for tuning in to episode number 6. We really appreciate your support. Be sure to follow us over on our Instagram, our Blue Sky account, Spotify, as well as be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as we look forward to releasing many more episodes to come as we are currently in playoff mode. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you again soon.